The third new technology I chose is Plickers, and Plickers is a tool that works online with one mobile device. And what it is it's a real-time collection of data for formative assessments without every student needing to have a device. Now, I chose this tool because when projected on a smart board or a Promethean board, students can have instant feedback, and it lets you as the teacher know if the group you're working with is at the level of understanding on the skill. Students have different unique cards, so no one else knows how they're answering, and it frees them of any kind of embarrassment they might feel if they don't match someone or if they have the wrong answer. So no one else knows how they're answering. And then it also is pretty honest, so that it gives teachers a pretty accurate view of the student knowledge at that point in time. The ISTE standards I chose are ISTE Student 1C, Empowered Learner. Students use technology to seek feedback that informs and improves their practice and to demonstrate their learning in a variety of ways. And since students can get feedback right away with the technology, I also chose ISTE Teacher 2D. Teachers develop assessments that incorporate contemporary tools and resources to maximize content learning and context, and to develop the knowledge or the skills that's needed. Since teachers can use the instant data to inform the learning and the teaching. So I want to give you a look at Plickers, and I want to show you the rest of this page because I don't have the cards. I have never used Plickers in a classroom. This is a brand new technology for me, so I don't have any cards printed and I can't show you scanning of a device. But here in this picture you can see the teacher holding their cell phone or mobile device, and you can see students holding the Plicker cards in the background. This is an example of something that you would see once you scan the cards. So teachers can very quickly see how students are answering and whether they're on track or not. So it's a quick check. And then it's engaging for all students. So here's a clearer picture of the cards that students are holding up, and the teacher can just quickly scan those. And no two cards are the same, so students don't feel like I don't have the same answer as my neighbor, or what if I'm wrong? And then lastly here, the last piece says that we can focus more on teaching and less on setup. So sometimes technology is pretty awesome, but this also eliminates glitches or user error by several users in your class. So all you have to do is print the cards, and there's no waiting for students to log on or say my clicker doesn't work or mine didn't send, or those kinds of issues that you might see. So back at the top, you can click on cards and you can see that you can print the card sets. There's a standard set of 40. And they have different sizings here. You can have large or smaller cards. They say that the larger cards may block other students' cards when you're trying to scan them. So you can choose the option that's best for your classroom. And then you can either sign up or sign in. And since I already created an account, I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And so you can see that it comes with a demo class, which I really appreciate, so that I can play around and explore new things. But I went ahead and created a demo class of my own, Lumley Math Hour 1, since math is my primary subject. And looking at my dashboard here across the top, my name where I can access my account, help if I need it, and cards again if you need to print those. Some reviews I read said that teachers print a set and then throw them away. at one-time use, and others print them on cardstock, or you can even purchase them online at Amazon, different things like this. We'll come back to live view in a moment, but here's classes, and this is where you can add a new class. And so once you click on this, we can add a new class. So you can see, we'll pick 5th grade, and this will be science, and I like to color code will be blue. So then you just save that. You can enter students' names here. So we've got Jim, maybe Jim, John, Jake, Jennifer, June, and Jessica. And so it automatically assigns card numbers to the students, but if you put your students in alphabetically and you don't want students to know what card number they have, you can assign different card numbers. Like, let's say John is going to be number 10. So John is now number 10. And so you can print your roster. You can also resort them so that they're in there differently. I'm going to go back to go back to classes. Under reports, I don't have anything yet because I haven't had a chance to actually scan cards, but you can see there's a question history and there's also a score sheet for you to take a look at, and those would be very handy once you start using this tool. Back to my library, I have over at the side created, I just typed a new folder, and let's say I want a set of questions on animals, and we'll save it. So now in the animal folder, I can create a new question, and maybe I want to say, is a couch an animal? True or false? This would be false. Let's get a question mark in there. And I can save and create another question. Is a box an animal? And true. You just mark the answer. We'll hit save. And so now I've got these new questions, and I'm going to give them to my new class. And so I'm going to go to the add queue. I'm going to give them to my new class. And you can see under my new class, I have these 2 questions. And so if I click on live view, I'm sorry, I need to go back here to my, to my library. And all right, now I'm ready. I had to get my app open on my phone. If I go back to my live view, there we go. Now I'm ready to assess this science class. And so on my phone, my mobile app, I have this question pulled up, and it says, is a fox an animal? And then students will turn their card to answer. True is A, false is B, and then I will scan their cards, and my phone will produce for me instant feedback right away. What's great about the side over here is that you can choose graph. You could choose to leave it as students. Again, you can change the sort. I think the graph would be neat for students so they could see how others were answering or what their thinking was. It's a great point to have a conversation about what students were thinking, or what might have misled them, or those kinds of things. You can choose reveal answer, hide answer. You can put it on full screen so your students can see it big. You can also hide this panel altogether if you don't want students to see that yet. Just give them the question, and then when you're ready to discuss it, you can show the panel again and set that up the way you like it. I can go back, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose the next question, and it's going to go ahead and automatically update, and I didn't have to touch anything on the computer. So it will change for students just by me operating the mobile app on my phone. And so again, I can set it up for graph and students can answer, and then we have more information to talk about. And so back in my library, I can choose to create folders, and I can create questions, and then I assign them to my classes, and then when those students are in front of me, I pass out those cards, I ask the questions, we scan, we get a quick check, and then I know how students are doing, things that I need to go back over, or if we're ready to move forward with our lesson or our practice. I think it's going to be a great resource, and I think kids are going to really like it. So I'm excited to try this one out and see how it goes.